Okay, I'm fixing to replace the O-rings on the Subaru Outback's crossover pipe, and I bought a new upper intake plume gasket, and I bought some new O-rings. These Dorman right here, the part number is 80025 up here at the top corner. It's got 2 O-rings in there that look like they're gonna fit. And I also got the Subaru O-rings, and this is the ones the dealership gave me, 806933080. This is a Felpro gasket for the upper intake plume, MS 97161. First thing I did here was remove the battery. Uses 10mm socket for these nuts right here. Then I started removing the intake. You have this tube down here. Just take some pliers, squeeze the clamp, slide it back, because you're gonna have to disconnect this tube from this intake. Then these take 8mm sockets. You want to loosen this clamp up right here, and I'm loosening this clamp up right here because I'm going to pull this whole pipe off, and I'm doing it this way because I'm leaving this intake box on, so that way I don't have to disconnect this wiring harness here, because none of this is really in the way. On the passenger side, you also got to disconnect this harness here because it connects to the plume. On the back here, you have to remove the bolts to this lower pipe here, but not the top one. Now that the intake pipe's off, I have this harness connector here, and I have one here. I had to remove those because I'm going to disconnect everything from the throttle body. Alright, I got these connectors removed. This hose right here has to come off, and it's kind of hard to grab a hold of, so you might want to use like a 5/16 or just use some hose pliers to grab it. The way to break these loose is you want to twist them back and forth until they break their seal, and then you can slide them off. But yeah, this is kind of hard to get off just by hand, so I'm probably going to have to use some hose pliers to grab it and twist it and get it off. Same thing with this top one right here. I might have to use some hose pliers to grab it and twist it and get it off, because it's kind of hard for me to grab it with my hand. Okay, so you got this coolant line right here on your throttle body. I already loosened the hose clamp, moved it, and then you got one right here, and I already loosened the hose clamp, moved it. So these hoses are going to have to be disconnected. These are coolant lines. And then underneath here, I'm touching it, but there's a plug, a wiring harness that has to be disconnected. And then you want to pull this out of this plastic, and then you have this hose right here. I already slid the connector back and popped it off, but same thing, you want to twist it back and forth like this until you break the seal and break it loose, and then you can pull them off like that. Here on the driver's side, you also have this white wiring harness down here to remove. It connects to the plume. I just pulled it off. This line right here also needs to be disconnected, this one right here. And this top hose here, and this one I'm removing on the other side right here, I do have to use these hose pliers, but all I did was rock it back and forth like this until it breaks the seal. And once it breaks the seal, you can wiggle it off like that. It's real easy with these pliers. Okay, I got this little wiring harness down here disconnected, this little blue one. Got everything over here disconnected. These coolant lines are disconnected right here. So everything's disconnected off the throttle body. The only thing I got over here are the fuel lines. So now what I'm doing is I disconnected this little wiring harness down here, pulled him off. And then the next thing is to remove these little shields. There's 2 10mm bolts. Hold them on. You got to look down there real good and see which one it is. Make sure you don't remove the wrong ones because they go into the valve covers. But remove the 10 bolts, and you just really got to just slide this back because you just want to slide it back enough to where we can disconnect the fuel line and where we can unbolt the plume. Now I'm removing the fuel line. So this is the main connector going to the fuel rails. You want to disconnect this one first, and it's got these blue connectors down here. You just squeeze them and then pop it off. Then you also got one down here. You want to remove this one right down there, and then there's one on the other side. You also have this one on the passenger side to remove. And these connectors right here, it looks like you squeeze them like this, but it looks like you squeeze them like that and pull it off. So remove these 3 fuel line connectors. Now to disconnect this fuel rail, I want to show how this works. So that's all there is. There's the connector. So you basically squeeze it on both sides and then pull up on it. You can use a pair of pliers to squeeze it, but be real gentle. Don't squeeze down real hard. I mean, pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure you don't crack the plastic. Yeah, you can use some pliers on that. And these are actually quite simple once you figure it out. So on this side right here, it's got those 2 blue pieces. You got to squeeze them together with your fingers. Probably, I guess, use your right hand to squeeze them. Then on this side right here, you see that indentation. See that indentation on the blue plastic? You want to take one of these mechanic picks and stick it in that little indentation right there. And as you're squeezing on the other side, you're going to stick this in there to help pry it out. But it's actually going to come out. It's actually going to come out towards the left side and slide out towards the left. And once it slides out, you can pop it up. This is what the fuel line looks like disconnected. See where the blue plastic is? You're not going to slide it all the way out. You're not going to pull it all the way out. But yeah, you're going to pull it out as far as you can and then pull up on it, and it just pops loose. The one on the passenger side, I'm going to go ahead and pull up on it, but see, that's all you got to do is pull that blue plastic out as far as it'll go and then pull up. Now I have everything disconnected. Got this hose disconnected. In this fuel line here, you have this plastic clamp holding it in place. So what you want to do is you want to get underneath here with some needle nose pliers and squeeze the teeth on it, and then you can pull it up out of the hole. On the passenger side, you also have this wiring harness here that connects to the intake plume. Same thing, just take some needle nose pliers, squeeze the little teeth on it on the back side right up in here, and then you just disconnect it. When I pull these out of the hole, what I do is I grab them and I twist them like that. I spin them around so they don't connect back in the hole until I get ready to reinstall it. So the next thing to do is to remove all these little bolts that hold this plume on, and looks like they might be 12mm. Let me check. Get ready to pull the plume off. Got this wiring harness right here that kind of overlaps it down here, and then you got one on the other side, which the one on the passenger side ain't as bad, but this one kind of overlaps down here. Here's the plume. You can see how it overlaps. So what you got to do is kind of lift the front of it up and slide it forward, so that you slide all this plastic out from underneath these wiring harnesses. I removed all 6 12mm bolts that bolt down the plume. There's 3 on each side. One of them went here, one's on the back side here, one's on the back side over there. Now to get this out of there, it's easier to start on the passenger side. Make sure you clear this loom, pull up on the front of it, try to get it out of there, and clear this loom. And once you do that, you work on the driver's side, and you got this front piece right here, this wiring harness. You got to get it past the loom. So you got to move this plume towards me to open up this gap right here, so this wire will tuck and go under it, and then the back of it should slide out from underneath the harness down here. Alright, in order to lift up this water tube here, you actually got 10mm bolts, and there's 2 of them on each side. What you want to do is you want to undo this fastener, and you want to stick something underneath it and pry up. This has a plastic clip, which you want to pry it up so you can get to this this 10mm bolt right there. So there's the 2 bolts. You undo those, then you can lift up and fish that little ring out. This is the passenger side. This is the easy side, but again, there's your 10mm bolt, and here's the other one over here. You just remove those and lift it up and put it in there. Now I've already changed them and put the new ones in and screwed it down. I used an 1/8" ratchet to tighten it. Now to remove these O-rings, you're not going to be able to lift this up all the way, so you're going to take one of these picks, lift it up as much as you can, and stick this pick in here and try to get the O-ring out. And it's right underneath where them screws are, them bolts. Same thing over here on the passenger side. You just remove those bolts and then lift this up and then take a pick and stick it in there and try to pull your O-ring out and then stick it back in there, because you can't remove all the stuff that's above it. Also, these bolts that you remove from this water inlet right here, they're gonna have a bunch of dirt and corrosion and rust and stuff on them. Just take a wire brush and clean them real good with a wire brush, and put some anti-seize on them and screw them back in. And I gotta go ahead and stick this guy back on there. So okay, I have my new Felpro gaskets on. This little tab right here, it goes in these little cracks like that. And this gasket, you gotta kind of stretch it on there, kind of stretch it to get it to go on there. But I looked up the part number because I was afraid I got the wrong part, and everybody's selling this same part, this same gasket for the 2015. So this is the right gasket and everything. But yeah, you just got to stretch it over there, and that's how it fits. So I'm going to put this intake back on. Okay, after you get the intake plume installed with the 6 bolts, you can just start putting everything together. Like this little electronic connector right here has to plug in. Go ahead and plug these hoses in here. Plug in this wiring harness. So I remember where it goes. Okay, this one right here goes up the top up here. This one goes down here. So yeah, just start snapping in all the wiring harnesses and connecting your fuel lines. And there's another wiring harness down here. He has to go in. Yeah, just start snapping it all together. I'm mainly doing the wiring harnesses first. There's another one back here, this blue one. He snaps into the bottom of the plume, going up. And then, forgot I had this one right here in the front. Forget this big guy. Now I just put my bolts in and twisted them hand tight. I haven't even torqued the plume down yet. But like I said, I can go ahead and start connecting all these wiring harnesses and all the plumbing coolant hoses. I don't know, I gotta push that one with 2 hands probably. Now after you put the 6 bolts in, that mounts the intake plume down. Put your 2 bolts in back here on this bottom plate here. And these one right here, they go in there like that. I started putting more of it back together, put this hose back on, got my intake plume tightened down. As soon as I install these fuel rails down here, I can bolt these covers back on down here, and they got 10mm bolts. Then after I put those covers on with the fuel rails, I guess the only thing left is the intake. I'm pretty much done. Alright, I think I got everything connected. I got these heat shields on down here. I got them tightened down. Don't forget there's a hose here and here. And that wiring harness down there has to be connected. And then your fuel rails down here and here. And then on the back here, you got your coolant lines. I got those connected. Got this clip back in there. Got that on there. All the wiring harnesses are connected. On this side, you have this wiring harness down here. After you get it all bolted on, You got your heat shield on. I gotta reconnect this little clamp here. All right, he's in place. Got this guy, he's on. Got that connected, got that connected. Got this bolted on down here. So it looks like I'm ready for the air intake to go on. And all it has is 2 hose clamps. And then it has this last hose over here. This last hose down here, it connects to the air box.